Welcome back. We're covering 20 key actions to increase sales. And before we get started, if you have not listened to the sales success diagram video, it's in the playlist that I'll put a link in the description below. I encourage you to take a listen to that at the end of this because none of these 20 key actions to increase sales are going to help you out if you have not implemented all three of these acronyms below, AAC. Take a listen to that video. It's very imperative that you have this incorporated into your daily life in order for you to be successful in implementing this 20 key action items. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, click the alert button, and feel free to share this video and the series with anybody that you think might need to hear it. Maybe they're not listening to you. Maybe I'm the one that they'll listen to. Don't have any skin in the game. So I'm coming at it from an objective standpoint, and they don't have any reason to doubt what I'm saying. With you, maybe there's some relational issues there. So feel free to share this. Covering number 12 and number 11 today. This is going to surprise many people, I think. When you start a new business or service, your natural inclination is to talk to family and friends. And it's easy to do that, right? You want to sell them because you think it's low-hanging fruit. And that's good, but I'll key on something here in terms of why you feel comfortable doing that, right? You feel comfortable talking to them about it because you're comfortable with them. You have a relationship with them. You don't have to work hard to tell them about yourself or anything because they already know, number one. But that tells you something right there. Your key shouldn't be to sell to strangers. Your key should be to develop relationships so that you get friends. But again, starting out initially and targeting them right from Jump Street, I want to encourage you not to do that necessarily. I want to encourage you to go after the strangers because it's going to help you hone your skill. Secondly, your family and friends know that you're coming. I'm telling you, as soon as you start your business, they're probably all sitting there bracing, being like, oh boy, Paul's going to be trying to sell us on his dry cleaning business. Man, I already like the dry cleaner I'm going to. I don't want to change. They already are probably embracing. Your mom might buy your service from you. It depends on if you're your favorite kid or not, right? But again, I want you to change it up a little bit and think about it a little bit differently. Don't go in with a hard sell. If somebody asks you about it, be gentle about how much you share. Let them probe you and ask for questions, right? And almost be a little standoffish. Maybe you don't even offer your service to your friends and family. Get them use some reverse psychology here. Get them thinking, why hasn't Paul asked me about signing up for his business product or service, right? It's almost like that Seinfeld episode where George Costanza is wondering why that carpet cleaning company isn't trying to, it's supposed to be a cult, why they're not trying to proselytize him, right? He gets a little bit upset at the end. You should almost take that same standpoint in terms of not offering it up to them right away. Make them ask you even, how come you haven't asked me about it? Just say, well, I'm only taking on certain clientele, right? Make it even harder for them. Maybe they say, well, gee, am I not good enough for you? Reverse it on them. So I want you to rethink that whole strategy because, again, not necessarily good for you at the end of the day or good for your relationship. So anyway, going to move on. Number 11, X-date your leads. So let me explain what X-dating your leads means, right? So you may be in the position where you're buying leads. Maybe you're buying internet leads. Maybe you're, just buying a list of prospects that you can email to or send out a flyer to. And then you're going to follow up with a phone call, right? Those are your leads. If they're not on the do not call list, you can call them. And you got to be careful about that these days. It's not like the old days where you can just open up the phone book and just go down the list and start calling the A's and then calling the B's. You need to, if you're buying leads and you actually have the opportunity to talk to somebody or email them back, that's a warm lead, right? You've already made the initial pitch. If you've talked to somebody or emailed to somebody back and forth, that is a warm lead. Now, again, you can try and sell them and really just be a hardcore salesperson on that, or you can develop a relationship. Talked about that a little bit for number 12, right? What you want to do is ultimately develop a relationship, help them educate themselves about whatever product or service that you're selling. Just say, hey, it's okay. I understand that you're with somebody else, but if you ever have questions about what it is that they're offering, feel free to come back to me. I get it. I get that you're not looking to leave your current provider. That's okay. But if you are ever think about it, I'd like you to, think about me. And then can you tell me when your, time is up with that certain provider or vendor? because I'd like to at least give you a competitive bid, just to see if you can't save a few dollars, right? Shouldn't necessarily sell on price all the time, but you want to get that in, right? And you want to be there to educate them so that they feel comfortable with you and that you're not doing the hard sales piece, because you'll never get them back. If you sell them and they didn't really want to go, they'll leave you as well. So, but what that means is you've got to keep an active list of who that lead was, that whether you're calling them or emailing them, and when that next contact or reason to contact comes up, that's called X dating. Put that date down and when you're going to call them back. And I covered another video, having productive sales activity. This is one of your productive sales activities, right? When you come in the morning, go down that list of people that you should be reaching out to from prior emails and conversations that says, hey, Mrs. Jones said that, if you're selling insurance, her insurance is coming due this week or today. I'm going to call her back and just touch base with her again. You never know. Maybe something happened where she's very unsatisfied with the service she's been, being provided by the competitor. And it's a great opportunity for you to call and do that, even if it's just a half an hour a day. But put that list together, make it part of your daily productive activities. And I'm telling you, you're going to find that it is one of the best things that you could ever do. And it'll pay off benefits for you. Plus, you don't have to buy new leads for this. You've already had contact. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, click the alert button, share this with anybody that you feel could use this series. Also, click the playlist and listen to the sales success diagram video, the first one, AAC. Got to listen to that. You got to implement this as well. Otherwise, these 20 key actions that I'm sharing won't be as effective. Talk to you next time.